Part two of goal
Okay,
setting.
I'm just recording it so that because I know Karen wasn't able to say, so I can send it out afterwards. So take two.
All right. So, like I said, we make it heavy. We make this, oh my God, you want me to sit and come to a goal setting workshop and it's all difficult. It shouldn't be that way, right? So, so what's a goal? So you tell me before I go any further. What's a goal? And does someone kick one in the whole list? Sure. So what's the goal?
Something to look forward to in the future.
Yep.
Something to save for.
Yep. Yep.
Something that you want to achieve.
Yep. Something you want to achieve. It comes down to two things. Realistically, we call it everything we want. So what it comes down to.
What we need.
What you want or what you need. That's all a goal is. All right. That's all it is. It's just, maybe we want to go grocery shopping. It's just a want and a need. Something for your future, but it's still it's a desire. It's all that. It comes basically down to a want and a need. They can be different. Sometimes what I want is what I actually need, but that's what it comes down to. And we make it into this big monstrous thing, and it's not. All right? Because you've already done it today. You've already set goals today and you've already achieved them this morning. And when you recognize this, because you all got dressed, you all stand up.
Yeah.
Right? You may have made it difficult on what you decide to wear. Some of you may have, with like all goals, you could have detailed, you go, I want to make those shoes fit with this and that. You could have detailed it, right? You could have. Or you could have gone to the cupboard and coordinated it. That's right. Or you could have walked to the cupboard and gone, I'll just wear that. So they're exactly the same thing, right? Not having a go. Right? Which could have. Right? Right? That's right. It's easier. But you could have done that. You could have just gone, I'm slapping anything on. The people online could have gone, I'm just going to sit in my pajamas and my tracksuit, or actually I'm going to get dressed up. Right? You made a choice.
Pajama pants, nice top.
That's right. Pajama pants, nice top. We were on a call with Eric Warren the other day, like we are on calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, and
He had a jacket
he had a
on.
nice suit jacket on and shorts underneath because he was going to the gym because you can only see from there up. So, right? But some goals you want matching style and you choose how that wants to be. All right? Okay? So, you need to think about every day you do what we would call micro goals, right? I'm going to get to that corporate. You have micro goals every single day of the week because there's a want and a need. I want it, maybe I don't need to, maybe I don't want to, but it's a want and a need. It's a micro goal, right? Maybe, all right, so you have to understand that. What am I doing? Micro, small process. I want and need all day long. So you do have a workbook. You turn in your workbook, you flip your workbook over, all right? And so you need to have a list of what are some of your micro goals, all right? So just take a few minutes and write down, I cleaned my teeth. I chose to, here I'll flip the page, I chose to drink, or I wanted to drink, or I needed to, 3 litres of water for the day, right? Okay? Right? Right? Are you right, Pam?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was told I had to put them in the folder because they were I know I realised when I started putting them in the folder last night how difficult it was to put the 10 pages into the folder. Right, so and online, same deal. If you don't have it in front of you, just with the piece of paper that was there from a micro goal online, so just think of some of the things you do day in, day out that are micro goals. I'm trying to get you to recognize you're already goal set. You do it all day long. Before I get to the heavy stuff at the other end.
Sorry, Ross, did you say every day or just?
Yeah, basically, yeah. What are some of your micro goals?
My things are every
Can
day.
you give an examples to run online?
Yeah, well, like I just said, it could be, I want to drink, how much water do I want to drink today? Right? Do I want to have a shake today? Do I want to clean my teeth today? Should I have a shower? You know what I mean? They're all wants and needs, right? So it's just simple, and don't have to make it super complicated. You could write on and write on and write on, or you could just write a few. And I want to make this again heavy. I'm trying to get you to think about. You decide at some point that I want to do something, and then you go do it, because that's all the goal is.
Yes.
I decide I want to do something, and I go do it. All right. So don't complicate yourself. No?
So, for example, I could say, tomorrow I'm going to do the washing, and I actually do it.
That's right.
That is
Yeah.
setting
It's
a
a micro
goal.
goal.
Yeah,
It's not off the charts. It's not difficult. And sometimes you'll succeed at them, and sometimes you'll go, I'm going to do the washing tomorrow, and you don't go do it. Right? You don't
many
do it.
times.
Sometimes, right? No? You know?
Thank you.
Right? So yeah.
Not more.
All right. And while you're doing that, so we can move it along, since Shelley took so much time this morning.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, you did really well.
Thank you.
Well.
All right.
I'm notorious for speaking too fast, so I have to slow it down.
So sometimes your micro goals will be detailed. Sometimes they won't be. Like I said, a micro goal was I want to get dressed to come to the event. Didn't want to come naked. So a micro goal was my detailed goal was, do I want to make sure the shoes, do I want to wear black, and do I want it to match? Right? Do I want detail in that? Could I want a red shirt and my red shoes? Yes, I could have. Could I wear my blue shirt and my blue shoes? Yes, I could have, because I got all that. So I could have detailed all that specifically for what I wanted to do. Right? Or I could have just walked to the cupboard and just gone, I don't really care, and that'll do, and walk out the door. Right? Okay? So goals can be detailed and some will not be detailed, right? All right, so while you're doing that, we'll just move on a little bit further. So it depends on what you want to do. Right, so major goals are no different. And this is where we all get stuck. We do goal setting all day long, which is just want and a need. But then someone says you want to do this major thing, whatever the major thing is. You know what I mean? All right. It's no different. Maybe it can be. Maybe I want to go to the pyramids.
I want to go to the pyramids. I saw some clients, they did a video with them climbing up it. I want to do that.
Maybe I want to go to the pyramids, right?
No, you're not allowed to, but I still want to do it.
Maybe you're the person that's just jumped off the camel and taken the photograph of the pyramids, right? Maybe it needs some detail in it, because how am I going to get there? Or maybe you're a crazy radical person that just says, no, I'm going to get up and I'm going to drive to Brisbane, I'm going to get a plane ticket, and I'm just going to go there.
If I won lotto, yeah.
Right.
I didn't like on that Thursday night.
All right. So, okay. So in your workbook, in the next page, so again, don't overcomplicate this. And some of this you may, for like all goal setting, it's something you have to do over a period of time. It's not something you do sometimes off the top of your head. All right. So you've already achieved some major goals in your life. Every one of you. Different variation. So write a list of all the things you've already achieved in your life. Now, you want me to throw you some examples?
Yeah.
You got married. You had children. You bought a house. No, not everybody, but you bought a car, right? You completed a specific course. You got a certain level in a job that you're going for. They're all major things at some point. Now, if you bought a house, you had to put a plan in place to buy the house. Maybe if you had children, maybe it was planned, maybe it wasn't. And smiled and said that. Well, it's true.
Mine went fine.
There you go. Maybe they'll plan, maybe they weren't. Right? You know what I mean? Married, maybe, probably if you think of from female's point of view, the wedding was probably planned to detail if you got married. In most cases. You might have said that you might have been one of these ones that, in high school you run off with your sweetheart and you jumped at the registry office and didn't care, or you went, I want this specific dress and I want this blah, 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 and I want to spend the entire house fortune on my wedding day that I'll never get back. Or whatever.
I the dress and then we went there and got married.
There you go. So, you know what I mean? All right. So you've already done some major things in your life already, right? We forget that at times. We just look at what we've done today and go, well, actually I have, right? Right? So just write a few things down that you know that whatever it's different. Like from my point of view, as much as I worked as supermarket manager, it was Woolworths, one of my major goals, I achieved store manager of the year with the company. So it's a major milestone at that particular point, right? Okay, I become a store manager in the company. Okay. Started off as a little night seller, right? So they're all things that were major stepping stones, right? Maybe you completed a specific course or got a degree or whatever that you had pushed for, right? Which means you've already done some stuff. Maybe you bought a brand new car. You couldn't afford it at the time, and you had to work out how to achieve it, right? Right. Like I said, maybe you got a trade, maybe you got a qualification, maybe you completed something, right? So just think of those sort of things, okay? Maybe you bought a business. Okay? So just think of those sort of things for the moment, for a couple of minutes. No. There we go. Done? Done? All right, we'll move on. All right. Next. All right. Push bike. 12 years of age. I wanted that. Did you see that on the screen? I wanted that. That's a 12-year-old. All right. And so this is where goal setting started. My father turned around to me at the time, because that push bike at the time was roughly around about $100. So calculate that 46 odd years ago. Right? That's a lot of money, especially for a 12-year-old, right? That didn't have a pace to run, didn't do anything else. It was like, he turned around and said, if you can save $50, I'll put that 50. So that forced me on a path and showed me what's possible. Because I saved $50, obviously, because I got a push bike. Right? I said, I don't want Christmas presents. I don't want birthday presents. I will go and mow grandma's lawn. I will give me some pocket money for washing and drying dishes, whatever it took to get the push bike. And the push bike has become a symbol because I still have it. Pretty well, roughly that. Yes, you can't buy it. You would have to put new tires. Yes, you would have to grease the chain up. Yes, you'd have to fix the seat or whatever. But I still have it for a reason because it says a 12-year-old didn't have something, achieved something. It becomes a symbol of something. Symbol that I can carry or take wherever I go in principle, postcard, all right, of what could be achieved. Right. So I'm definitely not getting rid of it. Okay. All right. Melbourne Star push bike, they don't make them like that anymore. And I think it was the time made in Australia. So, all right. We probably all did. We probably all did. Yeah. Right. So what hinders us achieving those major future goals? There you go. See?
Everything in between.
Yes. Right. So maybe you want to sail the world, but this is the real reason why you don't. You don't believe. You have no belief it's achievable. What is the biggest stopping factor, right? Is why we don't move to something else. We have this thing in our head that says it's not possible, right? We have no belief. The 12-year-old believed nothing was in my way. I saw what I wanted. I'd been to the bike store. I knew I wanted a red 10-speed Melbourne Star push bike. And I was told I had to find a way to find $50. And I just believed it was possible. You know what I mean? I honestly believed I could do it. Now, maybe my life had changed if I never got it, but I believed it was possible. And I just did what it took to get it. All right. So maybe there's people chatting, I think. I'm sorry if I'm not keeping up with the chat. Yes, belief and fear. Yes. All right. So maybe it's sailing off into the sunset. Maybe. So the major key is belief, whether you recognize it or not. All right. And what stops? How do we fix the belief? How do we get your belief right now to recognize you can go for anything you want to go for, anything you want or maybe need, right? That you can go for. Because what's happening in you is you have one brain, but you have two minds inside you. You have your conscious mind that says, I want to sail around into the sunset. Is what your conscious mind is saying. Your subconscious mind is going, bullshit. We can't do that. We don't have enough money. I can't do that. I can't take time off work, blah, 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 whatever's going through its head. Right? That is why, as goal setting, you can sit here and write the goals to death of what you think you want or need. Unless you fix those two factors and get them in line, you will never achieve it. It's hard to understand that, but it's the truth. That's why goal setting can be so heavy, because what happens a lot of times is we make our goals either so simple that we don't move anything, or we purposely put them way up there or way heavy that we go, and our brain goes, I put it out big and I made it this big for one reason, because I know I'll never get it. So I can always go, oh, it was just too hard. It was just too hard. It was just too big. It was just too whatever. So, and maybe you want to go a little bit. I mean, show you, I could put all these pictures in. All right, maybe you want to travel the world. So, our objective is to get that subconscious mind to believe it's possible. So, how do we do it? Want to know how to do it?
Yep.
You want to know how to do it? You have to program it. You've got to program it. You've got to program it. Online and here, you have to program your mind, the subconscious mind. Because whether you like it or not, your subconscious mind rules your day.
We make excuses.
Well, yes. Because your subconscious mind, as Melissa put up on there, it's belief and fear. Your subconscious mind is trying to do everything it can to keep you safe. Right? It's doing everything it can, processes we live, how we operate, safety. If you were coming to this centre, wherever you live, I guarantee you drive exactly the same way every single time.
No, I'm doing it twice. It's different now.
Oh, there you go. All right.
The other time it's really goes quicker.
But in principle, we all follow the same pattern.
Depends whose car I drive.
Sure. And what actually happens is if you think about, take it off track here, you think about, I'm a farmer, I live up there in the paddock, and I've got my mailboxes down the front, and it's just a blank paddock, and I drive the track down to the paddock, and I drive the track back. That's what's going on in my brain, and I do it enough times. Eventually, my car wheels are sitting in this groove, and the bottom of the car's just moving over the dirt, and that's what happens. That's what I do in my brain. So the first time I find, no, I just want to move over a bit. No way. The wheels are going to just drop you back into the track.
It's like I tried to brush my teeth with the opposite hand
Oh,
that's actually not as easy as what you think it is. And actually, my hand got tired.
Right. So your brain is programming, is already been programmed. We've all lived life. The 12-year-old believed. The 58-year-old went through life. And the subconscious mind went, ooh. But the 12-year-old sitting here reading, doing this and going, I believe beyond a shadow of doubt. But the 58-year-old's going, oh, I don't know, what are we going to do? So we've got to start to reprogram that brain of what we're going to achieve. This is how you do something. Maybe, it's not what car it is, maybe you want a brand new vehicle, right? Maybe you do.
We have another brand new vehicle.
There you go, right? So there you go. There's your go. I want a brand new vehicle, right? Right? So how do we fix it? We have to start to feed it. We have to feed the dream, right? We have to go for the test drive. We have to go and sit in it, smell it.
there you go, Trace.
There you go.
Oh,
Sit in
one
the
day.
car.
I put it in a one day.
Sure, but you have to go and sit in it, and then you have to go and smell the vehicle, and whether it's leather or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Is it the colour I like, and whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be a car. It could be a house. It could be anything. What can you? The push bike. What do you think I did? I went to the store and saw it.
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted, right? Okay, so you have to start to feed your want or need to move forward. Programming. And now this is where we're going to do some programming. So again, you have to start using some sort of reprogram affirmation. You can pick whatever and do whatever you want, right? Same online, right? Affirm what you want. So in other words, it's saying on here, I am strong, I am worthy, I am powerful. Now, I know what most of us struggle with. We don't think we're worthy.
Yeah.
Our lack of self-worth stops us most of the time doing anything moving forward. We've got to ourselves. All right. And I'm going to use programming as an example.
Well,
All right. No, that's fine.
Not you all, I'll catch it up on shore.
No worries at all.
See ya.
Thanks, Wendy. All right. So I'm going to flip the reverse on programming. So for the next month, every night of the week, you've got to watch a horror movie.
Oh, I enjoyed it yesterday.
Right? Tell me about your horror movie. Every night of the week, you've got
Watch anything every night.
right. You got to watch a horror movie every night of the week. All right, Trace, you've got to watch it when you get home from work. You got to watch a horror movie every night of the week, every night for the next month. And then I'm going to take you and put you in a rundown house, and you got to sleep there.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the night, the wind's going to get up and the tree's going to be pushing against the windows. You're going to be freaked out because you did it to yourself. Because you programmed yourself for whatever period of time. Oh my God, the boogeyman's going to come out of the closet, or the children are going to turn whatever you watched. Weapons or whatever you went and saw. All right? So, all right. Or maybe you don't have to watch it for a month. Maybe you're one of these people who watch a horror movie for the evening and have nightmares that night.
My son-in-law can't watch them at all.
Right. I don't watch them either for that reason.
Yeah.
So it's programming. I heard a story recently where somebody, because he watches a slight comedy every night before he goes to bed, whatever, just a skit comedy thing, never has nightmares. Why? Because he's going to bed with a happy laughter and endorphin in his brain. It's programming. So you've got to ask yourself, how are you programming yourself? All right. So in your little workbook, there's some affirmations. You can write your own, or you can just stick with what's there. Whatever you want to do, right? I'm enough. Whatever it is, start to reprogram yourself. Right? Because if you don't, and you may not be able to write one today. I get all that. You may not be able to write one today. I get all that with people online.
Somewhere that your mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what isn't.
No, it doesn't.
So if you're telling it something or it actually doesn't know the difference.
So has everyone seen the movie The Matrix?
Yeah.
Well,
I understand it there.
oh, seriously. It's a brilliant movie. I had to go back. I went back multiple times to watch that. I love that movie. So it's the same principle. Your mind doesn't know the difference between whether you're plugged into a machine or it's really happening to you.
It's like Inception, there's another one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that movie.
That's another tricky movie too. Right. So you have to start to program this. It's a bit weird. You have to start programming your brain for what you want to achieve. Right? This is what you need to do to start to step yourself forward. All right? Because we know, as we just all said, often your goal of driving the car, your brain goes, I can't afford it. What goes through your thing? Tracy listed, right? Tracy's belief right now, that picking on Trace is I can't afford the new car. Right? I can't afford it. All right. So in your workbook, next page, taking action and overcoming this. What is your current rough goal that I can't afford? And maybe it's the new car, right? And then what actions can I take to overcome that goal? So an example would be, so with the push bike, I overcome the objections because it was a money issue from a 12-year-old. What could I do? 12-year-old said, don't give me the little junky crappy toy for Christmas. Give me a few dollars. Because I still got the push bike, but the junky crappy toy you would have given me was probably already in the bin. I recognise that. Right? So as an adult, when we don't have money, phone's charging. How many crappy apps do you have on your phone that you're paying for that you don't use? How many Netflix programs, binge, Paramount, blah, 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 do you have that you don't use? I do. I do.
Yeah.
But, right? How often do you go, I don't...
Going in the gym and you don't use it.
Yeah, join the gym.
Yeah.
And I don't go. But I'm still paying my 18 or 20 bucks or whatever it is a month.
Yeah.
But I don't turn up.
They right now.
I did that for years.
Right.
We've all done it.
Right. We've all done it. So, you know, when you think about it, how often do you go, I want something, I'll stuff it, I'm just going to go to dinner and spend $200 on dinner. Or I'm going to go to a takeaway shop and I'm going to spend crap on stuff that I didn't need to, but I've got no money. Well, it comes down to how badly you want. As a 12-year-old, I wanted a push bike. I didn't want the crappy Christmas present. And I know, come from a different era. We come from an era where, you know, not like today. I come from an era where you either got it for Christmas or you got it on your birthday. Otherwise, you didn't get it.
That's
Right? Where not today. Well, they just go.
Yeah, they just give it to them. And they've got no
They don't.
idea.
So we don't have any of them in the room. Talking
No.
a bit. Sorry.
My credit card, he goes, oh, have you done my Christmas shopping? I go, nope, I haven't even thought about it.
I've already got some presents for Christmas.
Right. So in this section here, think about what is your goal and what's your real objection, and then what could you do to overcome the goal? All right? Could I do without one coffee a week at $6 or $7 or $8 or $10? Could I? It doesn't sound a lot, does it?
Yeah, that's so.
But if it's $10 a week on a coffee, I just put an extra $500 in my bank account. Maybe it's 2 coffees. Maybe it's a coffee and going out to dinner. Maybe it's whatever, right? So what is it? Because they're there. Every one of us have it, right? All right. We all do in some way, shape, or form, right? We've all probably got garages and cupboards full of crap, because Shelley will tell me I have, right? That we could throw on somewhere and get a couple of bucks for if I'm trying to get somewhere, right? But it really comes down to that determination of how badly do I want the thing. And if I want it bad enough, I'll take the actions to overcome my objection. All right. All right. So this is the part of building that belief in your brain. Because if your belief keeps sounding, if you're not programming your brain to believe that you can achieve it, if you're not then working at it with whatever the honest objection, and I get this, money's probably in most cases is the biggest objection.
Yeah,
It pretty well is.
it is.
But we live in a world, I'll just disconnect it, being charged. And I am not saying it's easy, but we live in a world where you can make so much money on this thing. If you're prepared to do the course, prepared to do the work, you're prepared to do whatever than you could ever do before in a million years. We have an ability here, if we choose to figure things out. Right? We have an encyclopedia of information at our fingertips that we can look anything up and go blah 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 if we want to. Where in the old days, I remember we'd have to go to the library.
Yes,
Have they had a book?
yeah.
Try and read it.
Encyclopedias,
Right,
all the time.
all the time.
Every house had an encyclopedia.
Yes, yes. Everyone, all of us did. Yes. Well, it's in here.
Because it's a fortune, we have to pay it off.
So it's changing our mindset and our perception of what can or can't be achieved. All right. So think about some actions you can take to start to get past your objections. Right. Okay. Book club people. You know we're reading that. The obstacle's the way. We're reading this on a Monday night book club if anyone wishes to join us. All right, which is exactly talking about exactly this. All right, we're moving into taking action section, but everything's an objection. Everything can be overcome. I'm not saying it's going to be overcome tomorrow. I'm not saying that. It may take 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. Right, and yes, sure. One coffee a week at $500 a year is probably going to take a long time to get my car. But what else can I think about? What other actions could I take to move myself forward? All right. Something to think about. All right. Melissa just got attacked by the puppy dog. Is it a puppy dog? It's a puppy dog. Dog ran back there. So the puppy dog said, "Come on, Melissa, get to work. Now, overcome your objections." Let me know when it's roughly ready. All right, cool. All right. So you need to create some awareness around you, your environments. So what do you watch? Do you watch the horror movie and freak yourself out every night? Megan went to horror movie, horror TV, horror cinema yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? What are you watching? What are you watching? What are you putting in your brain? Melissa watches Sunrise and you should get off it, but it's okay.
I'll watch Sunrise too.
You need to get off it. All right. Anne-Marie, stop watching the news if you still are. She watched Sunrise too, don't you, Anne-Marie?
Yeah.
Oh, don't watch. What do you watch the Today Show? You said yes. Right, so get off. So we don't watch there. So in our house, the aerial's on the roof, but it ain't plugged into a TV. There is no news broadcast into our house. There's no TV.
I don't watch the news either.
Yeah, excellent.
I'll watch it for 5-10 minutes and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah. I watch the news on
I
sunrise.
watch the news.
And then
as soon as
I'll
it
watch
comes
the
on, my
news.
son walks out of the
Either
room.
Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, it's all just
Sunday,
negative.
I think,
Yes. So you yeah.
Just hear about negative stuff.
Right. So news
Yes.
news and that stuff is always designed to be this principle. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah,
It's all about getting clickbait. It's what it's
And
designed
they
to
don't tell the truth.
do, right?
and you don't know whether it's true or false.
There you don't. You know, and if it's really bad enough in the world we live in today, somebody's going to put something up on Facebook
Yeah,
or social media somewhere or something. You're going to find out
yeah.
fairly soon on of what's gone on. So we haven't watched the news. I don't years since you know what I mean, right? You'll still find out if and then sure, like anything, if I find something that's important, I go, oh, okay, I might go and investigate and question that sort of stuff. So what are you watching? What do you listen to? What are you hearing on a regular basis? Right?
Listen to the radio,
Cool.
going to work.
Yep. So what
I
do you,
can't pick it up at home.
cool. So what are you listening to? Every morning I get up, when I'm having a shower, I put absolute motivation. It's not a podcast, it's just
Sunrise.
I just felt a bit different to that, but it does.
Yeah.
It does motivate me in a positive way. Like you know, it would scare some people like music, but
Yeah, so it can be music. It can be music,
Yeah.
but I like listening to absolute motivation when I'm getting ready or podcasts or whatever, right? It's because my brain's being filtered and sometimes it's going in one ear and out the other, obviously. And other times it's like, and I heard something the other day and the shivers are just like, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to try, I have to play it to get the effect of it because I can say it, but I won't give you the effect, right? So what are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you reading? All right. So there's books over here.
Oh, yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's Caden, isn't it? Yeah, Caden. So we go Caden. You got obviously Lucky Door Prize. This is the hard version copy and 2 versions. There's 2 actual books in this book, right? Of the thing, Science of Getting Rich. I have read this book 13 times. Cover to cover. That part. It's in this section, right? So programming, right? Change your paradigm, change your life. So that was the Science of Getting Rich, by the way, sorry. Change your paradigm, change your life. I've read this book because I marked it 30 times. Cover to cover, 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 30 times.
Did you take it in?
Some of it took me that many times to take some of it in because I was reading it and I wasn't doing it, and some of it I probably still aren't. But this is the level of programming, right? So what am I reading? And reading is definitely a big one, and it's all different. So, but I have books over here for a reason. So, specifically written by lady, specifically, Worthy is a very, very, very good book from a female's perspective. It's written from Jamie Lee Kerner, who was cosmetics, and so some of this book is not it cosmetics. So that's really good, but it was good. But I prefer stuff like this. David Goggins never finished. I need brutality to get me to get off my butt, and this book is highlighted to death. So I'm not suggesting you read this because it's very much, he's extreme.
Yeah, I love the word you got. That was good.
Yeah. So Goggins is very extreme, but absolutely, you know what I mean? Right? Everything's figure outable. Yeah, everything's figure outable. It's just another very, very good book to sink your teeth into.
And I found that at the mark.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Right. Again, I like things like Winning by
Things on it.
Tim Graver. who actually was the coach for Michael Jordan and what they did, right? But that's who I am as a person, right? I need some of that sort of stuff. And there's more of that sort of stuff over there, right?
Well, I was talking about another good one today too. Wild.
Wow, I haven't heard of that, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
No, it's just a woman who grew up from a very dysfunctional family, sorted herself out and then walked from the set in America from the bottom half of New Mexico all the way
It's got
to
Jodie
Colorado.
Foster.
No,
Sure, isn't Jodie Foster starring that sort of
no,
Is it a book?
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon,
Yeah.
sorry, I knew
Yeah.
you joined that. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, what are you reading? The other one is, like I said before, what are you watching? How often do you go and watch a movie based off some systemic? And I get it's a movie and I get it's whatever. But how often do you watch a movie, that's inspiring to make you realise that you think your life's hard and you look at what someone else has gone through and you go, oh my God, I didn't. They've got it worse than me.
Yeah,
They've achieved more than me.
well, that's what this one.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? What was it called in the Nike movie? The air is up there. Is that what it was? They did the shoes. Is that what it's called? It's about Nike anyway. How Nike, put everything on to get Michael Jordan shoes. It was just, he put his entire life on the line for a pair of shoes. Not Michael Jordan, the guy that was trying to get Michael Jordan to sponsor the shoes. Nike,
I never got to see that, I was waiting for it to come on,
Yeah.
so it's.
Yeah, the air up there or something it's called. It is a brilliant. There's plenty of like that, right? That are out there if you just go searching,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That people have gone through. So, yeah, and the other major one is who do you spend time around? So, yeah,
Yeah,
or virtually. Because I look at part of my time around is my virtual people, Eric Worry and those sort of things, because they lift my butt, right? Okay. And I get sometimes, my partner might say that I can be a little bit negative and she's got to spend time around me. I appreciate that. Right? But who are you spending time around, right? Sometimes you can't do anything about your partner, I appreciate that. Or your kids. But if the person around you is fairly negative, you've really got to say, well, either pull your head in or I'm not saying I'm not going to be friends with you, but I'm going to step over here a little bit further. I'm going to step over here a little bit further. I'm going to limit my time around that environment.
That's true.
Right? And if you get rid of them,
I do that with some work colleagues and going,
yeah, you don't have to get rid of them, but you just go, oh, I'm going to go over there. I'm not going to spend time with you. Right. So just some recommendations in the workbook, right? Is some podcasts would be Ed Milet, Mel Robbins, Lewis Howes. There's some fairly decent. Just trying to think of stuff that was just fairly relative to most people, right? Okay. Some of the ones I would listen to are probably a little bit more brutal than that. All right. Yeah. So some books, we put a list in here. The Let Them by Mel Robbins, The Obstacles Away, Everything's Figure Outable, The Worthy Book by Jamie Lee Kerr. If you're struggling with life, this definitely is a brilliant book to read. You're struggling with people, you're struggling with things in life, that is an absolutely brilliant book to read, the Let Them book. I will tell you probably the first third of the book is the best part of the book, and then it does go into, all other things, but the guts of the book is the first third of the book. And if you get the gist of this book in the first third of the book, you know what I mean?
you read the beginning of it and then skip to the
No. The beginning of it to about the first third of the entire book is absolutely brilliant. It will make you wake up and realise that I am allowing the people around me to distract me to do whatever, and you can suddenly go, or people are or whatever. It's learning to recognise in yourself, hey, let them be that way, but let me be this way.
Yeah.
Right? It really, really is a brilliant, brilliant book. All right. So we're going to climb a mountain.
Yep.
Can I
So
ask a quick question?
You can.
Okay. That Let Me book.
Yep.
You're saying people that are struggling. Is that just in general life, like, or
Generally, because most people in life have an issue because the kid doesn't do what it's supposed to do, or whatever, or the family member, or the whatever. It makes you recognize, let that person be whoever they wish to be. Let me do what I need to do.
Okay. All right.
All right.
No, it's okay. I just have a friend that her husband died last year and
So yes,
she's
that's
really struggling. So
sure.
it's not really
It's
for
not
her.
going to help in that probably direct
Yeah.
situation, but it's
Yeah.
when somebody's mistreating you, when somebody's. I'll use the other book. There's a much more grosser book out there. It's called Everything Is Effed.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same content as Mel Robbins' Letterman book, but just said in a much more raw, direct point. Mel Robbins just makes it's exactly the same book. It's actually a very good book. Everything is effed, right? Because it actually you recognise that the world's against me. Right? Well, it's not. It's just you treat it, you expect it that way, and you let people pile this crap on you. All right, when realistically it's let them be whoever they want to be, but let me be who I want to be. Right. So, all right. So in your workbook, create a list of your personal environment. So roughly, what are you watching? What are you roughly reading? And if you're not reading, start with that. Isn't it?
Yeah, so it's after recommendations.
Yeah. So, what are you reading? If you are, if you're not, what could I read? What sort of things would I read? Maybe you're a person that needs biographies, autobiographies, because some autobiographies you get a sense of, oh, okay, I thought I'd had it really. You know what I mean? Right?
Yes, I'll read some.
Yes, there is.
Really?
There is. There's definitely ones. And there's, you know what I mean? You think your life's really bad? Go and read Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning.
Well, I think my life's amazing.
Cool. But if you really think life's bad, go read Man's Search for Meaning.
I don't think it's bad.
It's all about the Holocaust and the concentration camps and what he had to do to survive. And it was all about believing it was possible to get through it is why he got through it. Same principle, yes. Right? All the same thing. So what are you listening to if you are? You listen to podcasts, what are you doing? Right? And then and who are the 5 people you hang around? So that's just to quickly do that section, right? Because this is the programming part. This is the part to move you from where your brain is to move you to something else. Because if you don't start to program this subconscious mind of yours, 5 or 10 years from now, it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change. You're still going to be stuck.
I found this awesome one, like someone going, I want to do a meditation, but I don't want to do a meditation. It's Napoleon Hill, and there's all different ones. So it's about train your aura to attract wealth, and it's written by him. Oh, sorry, it's his voice. But yeah, it's just on YouTube, and I just searched nothing, all different ones come up, and I just play them sometimes for a bit of time. Sounds like it's giving affirmations and stuff. So I quite like that one.
I think about that lot that I never do it.
Just I don't get to do it all the time.
All right. So how are we going?
So YouTube's got lots of free stuff. It's just that you have to deal with. That's all. That's your paying for.
Right. And some of this is work you're going to have to continue to do, right? You're not going to do it all today, right? How are we online people going, right? So once you know, because really your environment is going to determine whether you're going to start to achieve some serious goals or not. Because we're about to get to that. We're about to get the last part. All right. So once you've done your environment, you need to list some major goals that you're trying to go, or goals that you want to go for. So remembering again, all a goal is a want and a need. Whatever it is, right? And I know I've got to train this subconscious brain of mine to start to believe what I want is possible. Now, sure, if you turn around and said, I want to be the next astronaut to go into space and go on and walk on the moon, maybe it's unrealistic. Maybe it's not. But what's a major goal that you want to achieve? Okay? And it can be monetary. But then you've got to consider yourself, why? Why is it monetary? And then realistic, if it's monetary, what are you going to do to get it? All right? Because gold wallet doesn't work. Gold wallet doesn't work.
I know.
Because if you won $1 million, tomorrow, within a period of time, you would have less money than you have today.
On that note, mate, I was saying exactly that. So I'm torn between the goals. In mine is different. It's more personal.
Sure.
I'd rather health and happiness than $1 million.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be money.
Yeah.
Right. It can be health, it can be happiness, it can be whatever. Right?
I'm very happy with this, so.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Right. Some people it's monetary. Right. But I can say if you wish, this is the one that the wise man is. I wish for $1 million when I should have wished the skill of how to use it.
Yeah.
I get the money, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to handle it. I don't know how to make life happy, and I'm still frigging miserable. But I don't
Do a
know.
lot with $1 million too, like.
You could.
Once all your needs are taken care of, but you don't really need a lot for that.
No,
It's
exactly.
like, what could you
But
do?
my son won 1.3. And his partner had these dreams of different things from philanthropy, and he did them all. And it didn't make her any happier. And she ended up kicking him off, and he's had a fight.
Yep.
And he hasn't got his
Yep.
money back.
No.
He only got a small portion.
Yep. Yeah. So online and in here, what's a major goal? It could be multiple, or one, whatever it is. And before I flip to the next page, right? Because remember, it's about belief, right? Maybe you want to go and sit on the beach in the crystal blue water somewhere and
Yep, that's me.
enjoy the world. Yeah. Had some sailing boats earlier to sail, maybe sail. No, I don't know, Shelley. Do you know where that is? Which
It's
pic?
either Greece.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think it's Greece.
Right.
Or it's in Thailand where the jet something, but I don't think it's that big on Thailand. I think it's Greece.
on that one.
I think it's Greece.
Cool.
Hmm.
So being there.
Okay. So once you've got your goal, right, and we're about to finish off here,
And I hop into the water.
you need to pick. If you've only got one fine, if you've done multiple, you need to pick one, and you need to add as much detail as possible.
And this is a work in progress.
Yes.
You'll keep adding.
All right, you keep adding and adding and adding and adding. And the reason you need to pick as much detail as possible, because anything that's seriously major, like me wanting a push bike, I knew I wanted a red push bike. I wanted it to be 10 speed. Because if I just wanted a new push bike, Dad could have gone a sloppy jalopy somewhere from some junk shop, and I would have got a new push bike from my point of view. All right. So what did I want? Right. So you need to have a little bit of detail because you need to get your own imagination and a belief in process, programming again, of what you want. And you may have to take time to think about what that is. And again, it doesn't have to be an object, right? It could be just a life thing, right? Okay. Again, biggest problem with goal setting is don't overwhelm yourself. Don't make it heavy. Don't make it heavy. Just, all right. Okay. Maybe it's with what we do, and you say, I want to help 20 people. It doesn't have to be hundreds. Nice if it's hundreds, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just how could I change the lives of another 20 people around me? Right? And maybe to do that, I've got to do blah, 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 blah. Maybe I want to change the lives of 50. Maybe I want to change the lives of 100.
I've always wanted to build a gated community for all my friends.
There you go.
I love
There you
that.
go. That's perfect.
Always had that.
Well,
That's why I go to the big lottery, but it doesn't work.
so if you're part of Fran's friends, though, once she gets you in the gated community, you can't get out. Stop.
No, yeah, small little
Yes,
cottages.
I know what you're getting at. Yes.
The land's just out across the road from me.
Yep.
20 acres.
Yep.
It's only 4.3 million.
Yep. There you go.
There you go.
Right. All right. So, so some detail in your goal. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
One to Pat, one to me.
I'll be there. Little veggie gardens.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful goal. I love that.
Cool. So that's basically my condensed version of goal setting. All right. So again, repeat. You already do goals every day of the week, whether you realise it or you don't. All right. You already have wants and needs every day of the week. You do, right? You have a conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and sometimes you have to do some programming, and it may take you weeks, it could take you months to start to get out of the reprogramming your superhighway in your brain out of those groovy tracks that are on the ground from the tractor to something else. All right. Okay. So you may need to do that. Okay, over a period of time. Right? And we all have life. Right? We all have life. The 12-year-old fully believed could have whatever he wanted. The 46-year-old believed it wasn't anything was possible anymore. Right?
I ask, do you use that in a way of when you date yourself at your age, you sit back and pull yourself in line by saying, you thought of that tomorrow, so why is it difficult to make a decision now?
Yeah.
Yes. I probably do that, especially when I really look at what we do, right? But sometimes I do understand, like all of us, in the moments, it's very difficult sometimes when the bill comes in or whatever of life comes in or whatever the case may be, right? But yes, you look back and go, the 12-year-old could do anything he wanted to do. What's stopping me now? Right? And we probably, Shelley's much more at that than I am. The rainbow and unicorn lady over here at times. Right? She fully believes we can achieve anything we want to achieve, right? I unfortunately have this, I've got to fight myself because I have PTSD. I have to fight that because I have my reality factor comes into play, right? Go, no, how are we going to achieve it, right? And instead of just where this one will just, she's going for it all the time, right? So yes, you're right. You just got every now and again, if he can do it with no idea what's the difference today. And we all got to think like that a little bit. Right?
Well, I always think it takes the same amount of energy to think positive as it does negative, so I might as well think positive.
Yeah.
Yes, pretty much what, I'm spending energy on it anyway. I why not just see what I can do with it? So, thank you. So I hope everyone enjoyed the goal setting workshop. Thank you everyone for joining online and for coming in person as well. And I hope that you can take that workbook and add to it and expand it. And if you want to check in, especially whether you've just met us or just for the first time, you want to check back in with us and have a chat about that, we can do that. Even if you can't come in face to face, we can do it over the phone, we can do it on Zoom. I hope you like the workbook. I actually stole Eric Warry's graphic designer's ideas and and came up with this workbook idea. So I hope that you enjoyed it. So I think there's a chat. Someone put a chat in, and we really appreciate it. So this is recorded, so I might just get finished recording so I can do that as well.
All right, we're going to stop.
First, do the recording.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.